I love to read magazines. I guess I'm a sucker for a good magazine. When I go to Barnes & Noble or Hastings, I'm always coming out with several magazines. I subscribe to several, and whenever I'm in an airport, I always manage to pick up a few more. Maybe it's just the old school side of me. I love to have the magazine in hand so I can flip through the pages, smudge the ink a little, get some on my fingertips, and just get a good read out of it. And nothing beats laying down and going to sleep with a magazine as well. But unfortunately, the bastions of the old economy are kind of falling by the wayside. They're falling like trees to a chainsaw-wielding logger. The digital economy is upon us, and there's no turning back, basically. And like it or not, I keep hearing that Bob Dylan refrain in my head. Everything's changing, and there's no turning back right now. Well, a few days ago, I picked up a hard copy, of course, of CCM Magazine, which stands for Contemporary Christian Music Magazine, a magazine I've read on and off for, 25 years now. And since I've been playing music in the church for many years, I've relied on this music to kind of stay up on what's going on in the genre, stay up with new artists, new releases, and things like that. So I've been a regular with this magazine for quite some time. I was really taken aback, though, to read that the April 2008 issue is going to be their last issue. Actually, that's not quite true. The last hard copy, dead tree issue, because the magazine is going to be exclusively online after that date. And I can imagine all the owls in Oregon are heaving a big sigh of relief right now. But upon further reflection, I'm actually not that surprised to read of the demise of the hard copy edition. You see, it's an idea that's about to gain traction, first among niche publications, and then maybe later amongst the mainstream magazines like Time. And while nearly every magazine already has an online component, I think we're going to see more and more magazines just skip the paper edition and put it all online. Let's face it, it's a lot cheaper to be online only. There's no postage, there's no paper, no printing expenses, no tricky page layouts, no page limitations, no word counts, none of that kind of stuff. And online magazines can be updated whenever, not just monthly. In fact, for a print publication, there's often quite a bit of lead time required. I'm impressed by a weekly like Time to be able to turn it out every week and still have things that are kind of halfway current in it. Because let's face it, even in a weekly, by the time you get it in your hands, it's old news. But when you're dealing with online content specifically, there's no lag time other than the time it takes to write it and type it. Not a problem. Well, media trailblazers like Salon have been in the online-only realm since their inception. It is the old economy players who are having to play catch-up. In fact, it's kind of like the magazine equivalent of Barnes & Noble closing its brick-and-mortar stores in favor of just selling online, kind of like how Amazon, its chief competitor, has been doing it since its inception. The revenue model for an online publication is different from that of paper magazines. The most common model is simply to rely exclusively on advertising. Lots of banner ads, which can come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. And the nice thing about online advertising is you can have analytics software running in the background that track everything, every mouse click, who did what, and when they did it, and how much time they spent on a specific page. Some online magazines also employ a subscription model, but that seems to be falling by the wayside in favor of just free content. Others charge a premium membership fee on top of the free content. So in other words, you can come in, check out quite a bit of stuff for free, but if you want the best stuff, you're going to have to pony up a little bit of money. Well, the elimination of paper-based publications lends a lot of credence to the idea behind Amazon's Kindle e-reader, which you can subscribe to magazines and newspapers on, as well as download books. Basically, the Kindle is like a tablet PC. It's a nice LCD screen about the size of this magazine that you carry with you that has Wi-Fi capabilities, and it's hooked up to Sprint's backbone. The only thing you get for free on it, of course, is Wikipedia. So if you want to get something, you're going to have to pay for it. It's kind of like micropayments for a portable e-reader. And so you can subscribe to Time, Newsweek, you can download books, whatever you want, and have it in this portable reader that you can take with you. It's actually a pretty cool idea. And how successful is it? Well, for the first 4 months of its introduction, the Kindle remains out of stock at Amazon. They can't make them fast enough. Still, I would be remiss to not say that I mourn the loss of one of my favorite magazines. I often save magazines such as CCM for at least a year or so after publication. I refer to them kind of like I would refer to a book. And while I know I can still do the same thing online, there's something to be said for holding the paper issue, lying on the couch, reading it, or laying in bed with it propped up on my chest, drifting off to sleep. Because the alternative is to spend ever more time staring at my computer monitor, or perhaps worse yet, going to bed with a digital mistress named Kindle. And neither of those really sound that appealing to me right now.